He taught me, the first thing he taught me was to, a correct way to throw rocks at first. He did that in the front yard. Aunt Lula, his mother, was at the front porch. There were some little rocks around, and I was throwing, and missing the bird, missing the nest, everything. Paul Frank showed me how. You gotta get between this and that, right there, okay? Okay. I threw it, hit the bird, the rock came down, hit him in the head, started bleeding, and Lula ran me home.
Get your microphone.
Okay, sorry. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't have to repeat that. But he also was a baseball coach and football coach because we played in the front yards and the backyards of the country houses. And there were stickers everywhere. So the first thing you had to learn was where the sticker piles were and don't fall down. But since you're gonna fall down, if you wanna play well, put on 2 pairs of pants. Okay, I did all that. But in those days, we didn't wear tennis shoes. You know, we were barefooted. And the remedy for stickers was to run fast. And it didn't hurt so much. It worked. You could run through the stickers and it wouldn't hurt so much. Okay. Also, we had our cousins from the big city of San Angelo would come down.
Thank you very much. Sure.
And those cousins were older than us. And there were plowed fields, say around Thanksgiving time, etc., Christmas time. And the plowed fields had dirt clods in them, dirt clods, just different sizes. And it was an art to knowing what was the right size to throw to the cousins without. Because they were big and they were mean. But the throws were that you could hide behind and throw into to touch the cousins. And what I didn't understand was how to duck. So Paul Frank tried to teach me how to duck in time. Throw and duck. Okay. So the coaching continues. Then it became calf branding time. That was good. We knew how to catch the calf, and which was to throw your body at it and all that kind of stuff, because we didn't have ropes to do it with. And get the calf down, and we got all that done. But when branding came, you're supposed to continue to hold the legs. This is very important. If not, you get kicked in the head several times. It takes about 17 kicks to sink in, but so Paul taught me these things. I mean, very careful too. And he laughed at everything that hit me, that hit him, that we hit other people with. There was a lot of hitting involved. A little later on, he taught me about raising steers for FFA. There was a Houston Fat Stock Show, and that was a big event. And you could raise calves and get out of some schoolwork to do that. And I had a pen near my house. He had a pen near a barn. I had 3 calves. He had 5 calves, and everything was great. But this is the first time I've done it. He'd done it for years, so he showed me how to feed them, how to mix the feed, how to keep records on everything. This is all classwork. And then he told me we could use their pickup when I go to feed them. I said, well, no, my cows are right there at the house. He said, yes, but you're going to be feeding my calves too. Because in the wintertime, it gets muddy in that pen. And I can't go to school. I'm in high school. I can't go to school with mud on me. It makes sense. So I had to feed all the calves in several places. But he lent me the pickup truck. I believe it was a 55 Chevy green. Along with that little deal, once the calves were raised and you get them to Houston to the Fat Stock Show, it was a big deal. We were country folks, and We were gonna stay at the Sam Houston Hotel in Houston. Oh, man, it's a big deal. We got there, and it was a big deal. A big building, and everything. I had no idea there was gonna be 12 other students in the same room. One bathroom, one bed. And we made an adventure out of it. You might tell all these stories a little short nips. I don't get into the extenuating circumstances. Paul Frank was a good guy. He was a funny guy. Just, and there's so many more. There's a lifetime of stories here, you understand. But I'll try to my very best to keep it light and as fast as possible. It was also my chaperone. Because of being older, he had driver's license, access to cars, etc. before I did. And there were things called CYO dances, Catholic Youth Organization. And Paul Frank would be the chauffeur, the chaperone. We would fill his car and a couple of other cars, and we'd go to different dances across the Brazos Valley area. And when you walk in, and Paul taught me this, Mike, what we need to do is walk in with the girls. The girls were just our cousins, okay? But the other people in the dance didn't know they were our cousins. So we'll walk in and they'll think we're somebody, okay? And it worked great. Everybody wanted to dance with the guy, with all the guys. She said, oh, all those girls, they must know how to dance. But, you know. Yes. Did I mention he was good at sales? Paul Frank, though, was not a dance instructor, unless it was country western. And then he could square dance, yes. I never square danced with him. Not once, but he was also my romance counselor. He tried to teach me, Mikey, dancing is not dating. It's just dancing. Mikey, you're falling in love with every girl you dance with. That's not how it works. Ladies liked Paul Frank. And young and old, whatever, it didn't matter, but his smile and his laughter worked for him. And I asked him, how do you just go up to these women you don't know and talk to them? How do you do that? Well, you smile, you walk up to them, they smile, you say hello. If they say hello, you say your name. If they say their name, you're in. Got it. Okay. It's a method to it. He was my travel companion. A very important part of my life. I was a senior, graduated in 1966 from Stephen F. Foster. As Pete will tell you over here. And we took Johnny, his brother's car, beautiful 1966 red Le Mans Pontiac, brand new, black interior. And we headed to Las Vegas, Nevada. That was my senior trip. I think, as I recall, we had about $350 for 2 weeks. We had to budget carefully. I'm gonna say that one. Never even tell Debbie about that.
Either Debbie.
Either Debbie. But the reason for the trip to Las Vegas was that's where the love of my life was Debbie. Young Debbie.
There's pictures over there of young
There's
Debbie.
pictures over there, Paul and Debbie. And Paul and Debbie. And Paul and Debbie. And Paul and Debbie. But somebody had to take the pictures. So. Paul Frank was also my academic advisor. I mentioned this at my cousin John Lee's funeral. As a freshman at A&M in those days, you would stand in line outside, sign up for different classes according to the school that you were going to be in. College of Veterinary Medicine was the one I chose. And Paul and Johnny come walking behind me, upperclassmen. Mikey, what are you doing? I'm signed up for class. For what? I'm going to be a vet. No, you're not going to be a vet. Go over there to School of Business, sign up for some classes, go to class, pass the test, get out and get a job. Okay? So, I did that and it worked. It worked. They had great advice to me and I followed it. He was also my housing director. I spent one semester in the core dorms at A&M, but we were from Bryan College Station area, so Paul Frank said, Mike, why don't you move into an apartment with us and just tell administration you're living at home. Nobody will ever know. Okay. So Paul Frank, John Lee, myself, and F.J. Catalina moved into a 2-bedroom apartment. The Fairway Apartments right on College Avenue, which is somewhere about 66 chapters of stories right there. Yeah. Okay. And then from there, he introduced me to the Blinn House, which was at the entrance to Blinn Academy Junior College, where you can also take courses to get out of A&M, which he led me to that advice as well. You take 60 hours over there, oh, okay, great. And it was a nice house set up right at the entrance to the school that helped a lot with my social activities in junior college. Okay. But Paul Frank was there for all those events, guiding me through, telling me to keep smiling, laugh a lot, it's going to work, just keep it up, okay. Then came our period in New Jersey. The New Jersey Cowboy was Paul Frank. There were 4 of us, or 3 of us, starting off, and entered into a car, a Chevy car, left Bryan, headed for Bevins, New Jersey. It's a long way away. We had 4 drivers, so we knew we weren't going to get any hotels. Like we would have money for hotels. We were students at A&M. We had enough money for gas, not for parts, especially a starter. The first day the starter went out. So we couldn't turn the car off again. The rest of the trip, get gas, everybody got out of the car, one guy pumped. And that way we avoided any disasters while all 4 of us blowing up. Okay. We got there and it worked fine. There was an ad. Debbie mentions the ad that was in the battalion, the Aggie paper, about being a counselor at this boys' club in New Jersey and getting all this money, et cetera, et cetera. And we thought that'd be great. Let's do that. We signed up and got it. Paul Frank was saying, and this is going to be easy because we just got a bunch of kids that we gotta teach things to, take them for rides and stuff like that. Okay. But the first day we got there, they brought in 200 head of horses from auctions across New Jersey that nobody knew anything about. And our job, along with other counselors from Wyoming and Colorado and all these western states, was to find out which horses you could ride, get them shod, and then put them in groups from 9-year-olds up to 16-year-olds. And so it became a week, like a week from hell, because we got hurt, we got beat up, we got that. But we got the job done, and then it became easy. Paul Frank got the honors of being top cowboy. I think there's a picture over here of him just after the award luncheon, where he got his cowboy belt buckle. I don't know if that belt buckle is still around or not. The other part about that trip was that we were 40 miles from New York City. Brazos County boys, Aggies, New York City.
What can go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong? You smile, you laugh, you tell me your name. Our first, exciting thing was the New York subway. I don't know if any of you ever been to New York, been on a subway, but it's different. Now this is hustle bustle, Dallas, Texas, but those subways and all times of night and day and where to get off and when to get off, and people looking at you like they know we're not from here. They know we're not from here. We smile, nobody smiled. We laugh, nobody laughed. Oh, okay. But we got through that. We had our routine on Sunday mornings after church. After church, we would go to a little, like a delicatessen, and have breakfast. And they had a little jukebox in there, and we would play the same song every Sunday. And it was Folsom Prison Blues.
Oh, John
And
Cash.
after a couple of weeks of that, then the staff started singing with us. And we would sing it. It was kind of fun. There were smiles and laughter for the folks in New Jersey. Then came 1968. That's the summer we left New Jersey. Drove to Casa Grande, Arizona. Paul Frank was the best man at my wedding, or our wedding. Debbie and I, some 53 years ago.
A lifetime ago.
Paul Frank was near and dear to our hearts, both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the pictures that you see with Paul and Debbie. But at the birth of our first son, and our only son, Debbie's on the gurney. Paul Frank is getting ready to leave to go to Vietnam the next day. Debbie's slightly sedated, she said. And he walks up to her and she says,
Paul Frank, I did this all for you.
What? Paul Frank, I did it all for you. What does that mean? Oh, okay. You mean having the baby before he left for Vietnam?
Correct.
Got it.
Because we didn't know if he was going to be coming back, and this way he got to see Michael before he left. That's my story. Now I'm sticking to it.
Not only was Paul Frank near and dear to Debbie and I, but he met Debbie's side of the family, and they love him. They love Paul Frank. Oh, man. He was a big part of that start of that relationship between the two families.
Mm-hmm.
Although at the ceremony, the best man will hand you the ring to the preacher, to the priest, and then put it on the fingers and all that stuff. Well, Paul took it out of his pocket, dropped it on a marble thing, and it rolled down the aisle. And everybody smiled and laughed. That worked out real well. Again, these were just a few sharp stories about Paul Frank and what he meant to us. And it's just wonderful to have those memories. He was a wonderful man, not perfect, but a wonderful man. And he'll be greatly missed. Thank you.
There you go, Mike.